voter list, infiltration and slums.
इलेक्शन कमीशन भी मिला हुआ है, बीजेपी भी मिली हुई है, सांसदों के घरों से 30-30, 40-40 वोट अगर 10 दिन 15 दिन पहले बनने चालू हो जाएंगे तो चुनाव की प्रक्रिया में सैंक्टिटी कहां बचेगी?
अभी झुक्की बस्ती प्रधान हाथ उठाकर बताए 5 फरवरी को आपदा का अंत करोगे क्या? अरे जोर से बोलो, करोगे?
High Court wraps up over CAG reports.
ऐसे अपमान
BJP slams Chief Minister crowdfunding campaign. AAP and BJP at daggers drawn. Delhi dangle heats up.
Presented by Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat.
Co-presented by
आपका जॉय भारत का जॉय, जॉय ई-बाइक।
Every election is about images, it's about perception, it's about narratives, it's about body language. Well, today, praying at the iconic Kalka Ji Mandir in Delhi and a Gurdwara, Chief Minister Atishi credited her boss, Arvind Kejriwal, for transforming Delhi into a world-class city. Well, that, of course, voters will decide. But despite her claims of good governance, the Aam Aadmi Party government is under fire from the Delhi High Court for delaying the tabling of an uncomfortable CAG report, a national audit report, which reportedly highlights the Aam Aadmi Party's involvement in the notorious Liquorgate scam and the amount of spending that has taken place at the Chief Minister's official residence. With the Delhi battle now heating up with only 23 days to go, charges and counter-charges are flying thick and fast.
पहले कालका जी से विधायक और अब मुख्यमंत्री दिल्ली की कालका जी सीट से।
Delhi Chief Minister Atishi led massive rally ahead of filing her nomination papers from Kalka Ji. Before praying at Kalka Ji Mandir and Gurdwara, crediting former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for transforming Delhi into a world-class city.
सवाल आप पर दरअसल बीजेपी कांग्रेस दोनों कटाक्ष कर रही हैं। दिल्ली में एक्साइज घोटाला हुआ, सीएजी की रिपोर्ट है, मुख्यमंत्री को चंदा क्यों मांगना पड़ रहा है?
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस को सत्ता से पैसे बनाने की आदत होगी, तो शायद वो ये नहीं समझते कि ईमानदारी से सरकार चलाई जा सकती है और विधायक, मंत्री, मुख्यमंत्री सिर्फ अपनी से तनख्वाह से अपने घर चलाते हैं। इसलिए चुनाव लड़ने के लिए हमें चंदा 5 साल पहले भी चाहिए था, आज भी चाहिए।
एक बार दिल्ली की उन जनता को, आज तक के दर्शकों को मुख्यमंत्री वाला डांस तो दिखा दीजिए।
Despite Atishi's claims of good governance, the AAP government faced massive flack from Delhi High Court for delaying tabling of CAG reports, which highlighted alleged AAP government role in liquor scam and splurge in Chief Minister House. Hitting out sharply, the High Court said that the Delhi government dragged its feet and did not table the damning CAG report in Assembly. In a big indictment, High Court and Delhi government's delay in sending the CAG reports to LG Saxena raised doubts about the government's bona fides. The BJP saw criminal intent behind AAP delaying tabling of CAG findings on liquor scam and the Sheesh Mahal Rao.
ये एक बड़ी विचित्र बात है कि स्वघोषित कट्टर ईमानदार एक संवैधानिक व्यवस्था के द्वारा अपने सरकार के कार्यों की आर्थिक समीक्षा को न सिर्फ होने देते नहीं देते, नकारते हैं और सदन के पटल पर रखना नहीं चाहते हैं।
Chief Minister Atishi also faced flack from Congress for seeking donations to fight posts. The Telangana Congress said that AAP is short of funds after its liquor scam got busted by CBI.
I want to remind her, our Telangana state MLC, the present MLC Kavita, the daughter of then Chief Minister Mr. KCR, she with the South Group has negotiated the liquor deal in Delhi, and it was very clear that even Aam Aadmi Party has involved in Goa politics during those elections time, which has fractured the mandate in Goa, and today BJP is ruling there because of Aam Aadmi Party's deal in the South group.
पहले तो ये खुद ही टोपी पहनते थे, अभी ये पूरे दिल्ली की जनता को, देश की जनता को टोपी पहना रहे हैं। इनके पास में बहुत पैसा है। अभी अभी सीएजी की रिपोर्ट आई है, 2026 करोड़ का घोटाला किया, उसमें बहुत बड़ा पैसा इनके पास आया। वहां से पंजाब से बहुत बड़ा जो है अच्छी तादाद में इनके पास में पैसा आ रहा है। तो पैसे की कोई कमी नहीं है, केवल ये यहाँ की दिल्ली की जनता को और ज्यादा लूटना चाह रहे हैं।
The Delhi battle is turning red hot over fiery charges and counters. With Ashutosh Mishra and Aishwarya Paliwal in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
The potentially damaging things that the Delhi High Court has said about the Aam Aadmi Party, and let me just summarize them for you here. The main thing that the High Court has said is that the Aam Aadmi Party government is dragging its feet, and this raises doubts about its bona fides. Second, the Aam Aadmi Party government should have promptly forwarded all 14 reports, including the ones that talk about expenditure on the Delhi Chief Minister's official residence, as well as the liquor gate issue, should have been forwarded in a timely manner, says the Delhi High Court. The Delhi government failed to comply with its own timeline, says the Delhi High Court. Do not use court for political gain. So the court isn't happy at all, as it has made these key pronouncements right in the middle of a big battle for the Delhi Assembly. Joining me live is Nalini Sharma, who tracks courts and the law for us. Nalini, there's a battle of narratives going on, lots of claims and counterclaims, allegations, etc., which are in the heat and dust of a political fight for the Delhi election. But from a legal perspective, how damaging is this, what the Delhi High Court has said?
Well, Shiv, even the BJP MLAs who've approached the High Court seem to have done it very strategically in the build-up to the elections, where they've asked for this special session to be convened so that all of these reports can be tabled before the Delhi Assembly, and most importantly, so that the Delhi government can be made accountable for everything that these reports say. But at the same time, what the Delhi government has told the court is that it doesn't make sense to convene a special session now, considering the fact that the elections have already been called and the term of the government is ending in February, I beg your pardon. But what the Delhi High Court said is really crucial, because they've said the Delhi government deliberately delayed and dragged their feet in this entire matter. They did not allow for the session to happen so that there could be a discussion or a debate on these reports, and it's the fault of the Delhi government that this could not happen. So the spotlight is on the Delhi government right now, and even though the Delhi government claims that there will be no point in making it happen right now, convening a special session right now, and more importantly the fact that the BJP is these petitions are political in nature, but at the same time the BJP is not backing off from its attack before the Delhi High Court. Earlier we saw Vijender Gupta arguing before the Delhi High Court on behalf of the MLAs. Today we saw Mahesh Jethmalani arguing on behalf of the MLAs before the High Court, and they are saying that the government needs to be made accountable. Now the further hearing is on the 16th, is when we'll know exactly what the Delhi High Court decides, but some very serious observations coming in from the Delhi High Court against the Delhi government for now.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Nalini, for putting that into perspective for us. Damaging, certainly, especially since it has happened strategically just 20-odd days before the election. But take a look at the big flashpoints. The fight over the national audit reports is one of them. But take a look at the series of big collisions between the two sides. There are actually three sides, but the Congress is hardly really making a splash in this election. But we'll talk about that a little later. The big flashpoints so far. The alleged temple demolition. The Aam Aadmi Party says that the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi has okayed the demolition of 6 temples and Buddhist shrines. The BJP says this is a baseless charge and an attempt to disrupt communal harmony. Kejriwal's letter to the RSS chief, the Aam Aadmi Party says, does the RSS support the BJP's wrongdoings? The BJP says this letter to the RSS is a sign of Kejriwal's frustration. 18,000 rupees a month for priests and granthis. The Aam Aadmi Party says it's respect for their cultural and spiritual contribution. The BJP, somewhat on the back foot on this issue, says Kejriwal is a Chunavi Hindu. He becomes a Hindu just during election time. Then there's the contentious issue of voter registration. The Aam Aadmi Party has alleged large-scale fraud in the voter list. The Aam Aadmi Party says the BJP is deleting Purvanchali and Dalit votes. The BJP says Sanjay Singh's voter list entries are inconsistent. Then there is the farmer issues, the ever-present farmer issues, that have been part of Delhi politics. The Aam Aadmi Party says Prime Minister should engage with Punjab farmers. The BJP says the Aam Aadmi Party is blocking central government schemes specifically intended for those very farmers. The law and order has become a pet issue in this election. Remember that the Delhi police is not under the Delhi government, but under the Home Ministry of the central government, and therefore law and order is an issue that Arvind Kejriwal has taken up in a big way in order to make it about his government versus the centre. The AAP says Amit Shah is responsible for deteriorating law and order. The BJP says the Aam Aadmi Party is focusing on politics rather than on governance, constantly just pointing fingers, shifting blame and pushing the envelope. Cash for votes, the Aam Aadmi Party says Parvesh Verma has been caught distributing cash. The BJP says have only been helping people. That's what Parvesh Verma's explanation for that cash distribution was really. Then there is the simmering issue of freebies, which has been on for well over a year now, especially in the run-up to last year's Lok Sabha election. The Aam Aadmi Party says has promised 2,100 rupees per month for women and free healthcare for all senior citizens in Delhi. The BJP says these are fake promises made to fool the people of Delhi, but the BJP has also made a promise saying 2,500 rupees will be given to every Mahila in the city. So these are just a conservative list of the most aggressive flashpoints between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Once again, call our viewers' attention to the fact that in none of these flashpoints is the Congress, even there, the Congress isn't really making a splash apart from a few things from the sidelines that have much more to do with the cracks in the India alliance than about really achieving something in this particular election. This heated war of words over illegal immigrants has now also added to this list of flashpoints. Listen in.
इलेक्शन कमीशन भी मिला हुआ है, बीजेपी भी मिली हुई है, सांसदों के घरों से 30-30, 40-40 वोट अगर 10 दिन 15 दिन पहले बनने चालू हो जाएंगे और डीएम, लोकल डीएम जो है पत्रकारों को उसकी जस्टिफिकेशन देगा, तो चुनाव की प्रक्रिया में सैंक्टिटी कहां बच गई?
Aadhaar update forms had the signature and seal of 2 Aam Aadmi Party MLAs. 10 individuals have confirmed during investigation that they went to the office of Mohinder Goel and in cahoots with the office staff of Mohinder Goel.
हम कानून का सम्मान करते हैं, कोई भी कानूनी प्रक्रिया के तहत कोई नोटिस आएगा उसका जवाब। ये सब मनगढ़ंत कहानी है। चुनाव के अंदर पता लग रहा है कि 17 में 17 सीटें दिल्ली के अंदर आ रही हैं, इसलिए ये चुनावी स्टंट बनाया है।
दिल्ली में रोहिंग्या और बांग्लादेशियों को न केवल बसाया जा रहा है, बल्कि उनको वोटर लिस्ट में ऐड करा के दिल्ली की डेमोग्राफी चेंज करने की कोशिश भी की जा रही है। उसको आज हमने एक्सपोज किया है।
And there's a direct face-off that has also erupted between Arvind Kejriwal and Home Minister Amit Shah after the AAP convener said the BJP has picked Ramesh Biduri as its Delhi chief ministerial face. Listen in.
कल इनकी सीईसी की मीटिंग हुई है, सेंट्रल इलेक्शन कमेटी की मीटिंग हुई है और सूत्रों से पता चला है कि उस मीटिंग में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने शायद निर्णय लिया है कि रमेश बिधूरी जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सीएम उम्मीदवार होंगे।
वोट बैंक की लालच में ये इतने फिसले हैं कि हर रोज एक वादा। आज उन्होंने भाजपा का मुख्यमंत्री घोषित कर दिया। बोलिए भाइयों बहनों, केजरीवाल जी भाजपा का मुख्यमंत्री घोषित कर सकते हैं क्या? अरे जोर से बोलो, कर सकते हैं।
Arvind Kejriwal, meanwhile, has also made a big claim that the BJP is eyeing slum dwellers' land if they win the election. Sutron ke mutabik, according to sources, as he prefaces most of the allegations he makes against the BJP. Well, Amit Shah has accused Kejriwal of building toilets in his residence more expensive than slum lands.
दिल्ली की हर झुग्गी की प्लानिंग करके बैठे हैं ये लोग। 5 साल तो छोड़ो, 1 साल के अंदर दिल्ली की सारी झुग्गियां ना तोड़ दें तो अगर बीजेपी को वोट दे दिया दिल्ली के झुग्गी वालों ने, देख लेना तुम अपनी आत्महत्या के ऊपर साइन कर रहे हो।
और आपने क्या किया? गरीब की झुग्गी से भी महंगा शौचालय आपने शीश महल में खुद के लिए बनाया भाई।
So here's how it's actually playing out right now, viewer. The Aam Aadmi Party says the BJP plans to demolish slums if elected. The BJP hits back, says not a single eviction notice has been issued and it is complete lies. The Aam Aadmi Party says the BJP is to come after slum dwellers' land, like you just heard. Arvind Kejriwal says the BJP says DDA the Delhi Development Authority has not changed land use of slum plots and has no plans to. The AAP counters once again says challenge the Home Minister to resettle displaced residents in the capital. The BJP hits back. What did the Aam Aadmi Party do in government, in office for the last 10 years that it is now asking the Home Minister to do this? The Aam Aadmi attacks back, says won't fight the election if the centre meets demands. The BJP then again hits back, says the Aam Aadmi Party did nothing to rehabilitate slum dwellers. So slum dwellers, slum land has become another fresh battleground in this endless list of battlegrounds in the run-up to the 5th of February when voting takes place in the national capital. Aishwarya Paliwal has been out and about in the national capital looking at each one of these big collisions and flashpoints between the two sides. Aishwarya, I've got two questions. My first question to you is, which among these many issues do you think is probably having the most resonance? There are so many different flashpoints that we've listed out right now. Arvind Kejriwal clearly trying to get under the BJP's skin by saying that they've named Ramesh Biduri as their chief minister's face. It's a kind of very messy war of claim versus counterclaim.
Well, Shiv, definitely, but let me tell you, on the paper, it's a triangular fight between the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP and the Congress. But in reality, it's a fight between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, Congress lagging way behind. Now, one of the reasons why Arvind Kejriwal has been asking the question is because the BJP has not come out with a chief ministerial face. Aam Aadmi Party, almost a new poster every 24 hours, Shiv, has been saying that the BJP does not have a candidate and I am the one who will become the chief minister if the Aam Aadmi Party wins. It is a big issue, definitely, but if we speak about the numbers, definitely it will be the slum dwellers. Shiv, 45 lakh slum dwellers are actually voters of the national capital. So the maths out there is explaining why both the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party are gunning for the slum dwellers.
Very, very quickly, since you began answering that question, Aishwarya, where is the Congress party in this so-called, triangular fight? All we ever see is a hapless Sandeep Dixit sort of saying the same things over and over again.
Well, on the ground, Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP versus Sandeep Dixit. That's the unfortunate truth. We are seeing Rahul Gandhi taking part in a rally that will happen. But this actually is the first big push being made by the Congress party. The BJP, Shiv, however, let me tell you, is hoping that the Congress will put more fight and will be fighting on the ground. Yes. But at the moment, it seems an unlikely battle. It is a battle between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Shiv.
Absolutely. Aishwarya, thanks very much for that. On this show, we asked last week, where are the Gandhis? Well, the answer to that question happens at 6 p.m. Rahul Gandhi holds his first rally in Delhi in a short while from now. The irony is there for everyone to see. For the BJP to do well, the Congress needs to do well and eat into the Aam Aadmi Party's share. So it's a big war of ironies and paradoxes in Delhi, making it one of the most tantalizing, if small, elections this year. It's only one of two elections this year. The next one is Bihar, and we'll be watching it very closely. Very quick break here on 5 Live. Coming up after this break, we're shifting focus from Delhi to Jammu and Kashmir, where the Prime Minister has just inaugurated a hugely important game changer of a tunnel. And he's come in for some very, very surprising public praise from Chief Minister Omar Abdullah. We'll tell you why it's surprising when you come back.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events. The true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter.
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
Of those who should matter. I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth. On the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the Point with Preeti Chaudhary. At these times, only on India Today.
Rangila with Motorola's incredible range of smartphones.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Hi, I am AI anchor Sana, bringing the top headlines for you, presented by Motorola. Delhi High Court slams Aam Aadmi Party for delaying CAG report, says government dragged its feet to prevent the assembly session from taking place. Electoral fight in Delhi over slums, Kejriwal alleges land was given to businessmen. China conducts drills near LAC in eastern Ladakh, Indian forces on alert. Indian Army chief says the situation on LAC is sensitive but stable.
The poll bugle has sounded. Small state, big heart and bigger political dividends. This is no ordinary election. Delhi doesn't just vote, it challenges. It questions.
सांसद रहे 5 साल से क्या किया है आपने? Delhi living in a literal virtual gas chamber.
It decides the narrative for the nation.
We are the only revenue surplus government in the country.
As the battle unfolds on the 5th and the verdict echoes on the 8th, we're here to bring it all to you. This is State of War Delhi.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Coming on to J&K, situation is firmly under control. On line of control, ceasefire, which is effective from Feb 2021 after the DGMO's understanding, is holding on. However, the terror infrastructure across remains intact. Infiltration attempts continue, including from the IB sector or so many other avenues which are available. along with drone attempts to smuggle warlike stores and narcotics. In hinterland, in recent months, increased terrorist activities was seen in North Kashmir and Doda-Kishtwar belt. A vital channel between army and the citizens, and your progressive and constructive reporting helps in showcasing the Indian Army in the correct perspective. I'm a strong proponent of the theme that mass media and security forces have great potential to converge together towards nation building and national security. So, as you're aware, the situation is sensitive but stable. In October 2024, situation in Depsang and Demchok in eastern Ladakh got resolved. The patrolling to traditional areas in these two subsectors has commenced. Similarly, the traditional grazing has also commenced in these two areas. We shall continue to discuss the effective management of other sensitive areas also along the northern borders. And towards that end, I have authorized all my co-commanders to handle these issues at the ground level with respect to patrolling and grazing, so that these trivial issues can be resolved at the military level itself. Own deployment along LSA is balanced and robust. We are well poised to deal with any situation. A focused capability development for northern borders enabled infusion of niche technology into our warfighting system, and a whole of nation approach. We are progressing well.
A 6.5 kilometer tunnel built in one of the most beautiful but also one of the most vulnerable parts of the world in the Gandarbal district of Jammu and Kashmir on the highway between Srinagar and Leh in Ladakh. This is a 6.5 kilometer tunnel called the Z-More tunnel that has provided a lifeline of connectivity between Srinagar and Ladakh. The Kashmir Valley and Ladakh, which otherwise stands vulnerable to blizzards, avalanches, and the winter months, will now be open and provide a game-changing boost for military logistics, movement of troops and materials to the borders with China and Pakistan, as well as a huge boost to economy and tourism in the forward areas. Strategically located at an altitude of over 8,600 feet, a crucial lifeline that changes the game in the Himalayas. This is part of the government's broader effort to improve access to connect the Kashmir Valley to Ladakh. The Z-More tunnel or the Z-Turn tunnel will be a force multiplier for Jammu and Kashmir. Make no mistake, in many ways. Less than 3 months ago, the tunnel's workers came under attack on the 20th of October when 2 terrorists entered the camp at Gagangi and fired indiscriminately, killing 7 of those workers. Today, the Prime Minister, while inaugurating the Z-More tunnel, paid tribute. This is part of a larger network of tunnels being constructed in the region, including the adjacent Zojila tunnel, expected to be completed by 2028. The Z-More tunnel is poised to enhance local economy by promoting tourism. The tunnel bypasses many avalanche-prone areas that often disrupt transportation routes during the winter months, ensuring that both civilian and military traffic can move efficiently all through the year. By facilitating year-round travel, the tunnel is expected to not just bolster, like I said, military logistics and support operations in the region, but also make many of these incredibly beautiful forward areas open to tourism.
जम्मू कश्मीर में अमन और तरक्की का जो माहौल बना है, उसका फायदा हम पहले ही टूरिज्म सेक्टर में देख रहे हैं। साल 2024 में 2 करोड़ से अधिक टूरिस्ट जम्मू कश्मीर आए हैं। यहां सोनमर्ग में भी 10 साल में 6 गुना ज्यादा टूरिस्ट बढ़े हैं। इसका लाभ आप लोगों को हुआ है, आवाम को हुआ है, होटल वालों, होम स्टे वालों, ढाबा वालों, कपड़े की दुकान वालों, टैक्सी वालों, सभी को हुआ है। साथियों, 21वीं सदी का जम्मू कश्मीर आज विकास की नई गाथा लिख रहा है। पहले के मुश्किल दिनों को पीछे छोड़कर हमारा कश्मीर अब फिर से धरती का स्वर्ग होने की पहचान वापस पा रहा है। जम्मू कश्मीर में भी बीते 10 साल में एक से बढ़कर एक एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस बने हैं। इसका बहुत बड़ा लाभ यहां के मेरे बेटे बेटियों, हमारे नौजवानों को हुआ है। साथियों, आज जम्मू कश्मीर से लेकर अरुणाचल प्रदेश तक आज आप देख रहे हैं कि कितनी शानदार रोड, कितनी टनल्स, कितने ब्रिज बन रहे हैं। हमारा जम्मू कश्मीर तो अब टनल का, ऊंचे ऊंचे पुलों का, रोपवे का हब बनता जा रहा है। दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची टनल्स यहां बन रही हैं। दुनिया के सबसे ऊंचे रेल रोड ब्रिज, केबल ब्रिज यहां बन रहे हैं। दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची रेल लाइंस यहां बन रही है। केंद्र में हमारी सरकार बनने के बाद ही 2015 में सोनमर्ग टनल के वास्तविक निर्माण का काम शुरू हुआ और मुख्यमंत्री जी ने बहुत ही अच्छे शब्दों में उस कालखंड का वर्णन भी किया। मुझे खुशी है कि इस टनल का काम हमारी ही सरकार में पूरा भी हुआ है। और मेरा तो हमेशा एक मंत्र रहता है, जिसका प्रारंभ हम करेंगे उसका उद्घाटन भी हम ही करेंगे। होती है, चलती है, कब होगा कौन जाने, वो जमाना चला गया। साथियों, इस टनल से, इससे सर्दियों के इस मौसम में सोनमर्ग की कनेक्टिविटी भी बनी रहेगी। इससे सोनमर्ग समेत इस पूरे इलाके में टूरिज्म को भी नए पंख लगने वाले हैं।
आपने कहा कि दिल की दूरी और दिल्ली से दूरी, इन दोनों चीजों को मिटाने पे आप लगे हुए हैं और वाकई आपके काम से ये साबित होता है। 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर जम्मू कश्मीर को लेके ये आपका दूसरा प्रोग्राम है। इससे पहले जम्मू को रेल डिवीजन से आपने नवाजा और उस प्रोग्राम में आपने शिरकत की और आज खुद आप सोनमर्ग आए हैं इस टनल का इफ्तिताह करने के लिए। ऐसे प्रोजेक्टों से न सिर्फ दिल की दूरी बल्कि दिल्ली से दूरी जो है वो कम हो जाती है।
Well, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, who held his annual press conference today ahead of Army Day on the 15th, also highlighted Jammu and Kashmir's move from terror to tourism, something that was highlighted by the Prime Minister as well today.
Past year, 60% of terrorists eliminated were of Pakistan origin. As of today, whatever is remnant in the valley and Jammu area, we feel that around 80% or more are from Pakistan origin. Overall, violence parameters under control, tourism, development activities, Amarnath Yatra, where we witnessed more than 5 lakh pilgrims this time, and peaceful conduct of elections are indicators to a positive change.
Well, India Today's Rahul Kanwal spoke exclusively to Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah right before this function on the infrastructure push in J&K. Here's what he said.
There are lots of big infrastructure projects that are being commissioned. The centre can claim that this is because of the abrogation of Article 370, that Kashmir has got this big infra leg up, which it wouldn't have got otherwise.
Sure. As long as you can point out to me which of these infrastructure projects started after 5th August 2019. The fact is that all these large infra projects predate 5th August 2019 and the removal of Article.
But they were also running late, like for example, the train has been running decades late.
It's still running late.
अब तो बन गई है
कभी ना कभी तो बनना ही था कभी ना कभी तो बनना था It would have still finished at this time regardless of 370 was not a reason the train didn't the work didn't complete. It's an
tunnels, border road.
How has 370 impacted that?
No, that the centre is more pushing harder on infra.
So why didn't the centre push harder earlier? So the problem wasn't 370. The problem was the centre didn't push.
But the centre can also say that the security situation is now better. The stone pelting is over. You don't really see the kind of protest calendar that we used to see earlier.
Well, actually, if you see, most of these infrastructure projects are not located in any areas that traditionally saw the sort of protests that you're talking about. The railway line, none of this, the part Katra, Banihal, is in an area that's prone to protests. The tunnel that is going to be inaugurated, one of the most peaceful parts of J&K. In fact, if anything, it's unfortunate that this tunnel project was actually the subject of a militant attack, terror attack a few months ago. So, look, let's not link these infrastructure projects to the politics of 370.
But what's your reading on the improved security situation, which the government claims is one of its big achievements? Stone pelting, terrorism, terrorists.
Look, I've always said I'm willing to grant that you don't see as much, and we've had this conversation in earlier interviews as well. We don't see sort of the widespread or the troublesome stone pelting and protests that we've seen in the past in 16, 10, 2008, etc. But the fact is that the government has also come down on people with a very, very heavy hand. The way in which the CID department has in the past been weaponized, the way in which employees have been terminated without any due process, the way in which blacklists have been operated, which go against the laws of natural justice. Now, I may be a terrorist, but that doesn't make my children terrorists. But we seem to treat everybody with an equal yardstick. If what we see on the ground in Jammu and Kashmir is as a result of a change of heart, I'm all for it. But if it's just out of fear, then you have to ask yourself what has changed.
Well, which one do you think it is? Do you think it's largely fear, or do you think...
No, I think it's a combination of both.
Because people are also happy with more...
I'm going to say, if it was just fear, you wouldn't see the sort of turnout you do in elections. So it's not just fear, but there is a fear factor that has contributed to it as well.
But Kashmir tourism is booming more than ever before. I mean, rates you can compare. You can go to Bali, Vietnam, or...
Yeah, well, that's one of our problems, how expensive flights are. The fact that hotels are earning well is a good thing. Some people recently have sort of objected to tourism, but I think...
Why do you think that's happening? I read about the protests against some of the new tourism projects as well. Why object tourism?
I don't know. I haven't seen... Look, projects that take a lot of land from people are projects that are going to run into difficulty. We've seen that not just in Jammu and Kashmir. The fact is that a lot of segments of the Delhi Amritsar-Katra expressway, they got held up because of protests over land acquisition. And we see this even the famed bullet train project between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, again held up on account of land acquisition. So land is an emotive issue, and projects, whether for tourism or infrastructure, where people feel that their land is going to be taken away, you can understand why they would have difficulty with that.
I want to go across to India today is Mir Farid, who's been tracking this entire big day in Sonmarg, for India today. Mir, we've, explained to our viewers why this particular tunnel is so important. The network of tunnels in Jammu and Kashmir, when they come together, will be true game changers. Take us through the importance of what you covered today.
Well, Shiv, this is truly very significant for this particular area, and let me first focus on Sonmarg. Now, this is a top-notch tourist destination, but unfortunately, because of it remained cut off in winters, and that really hit the tourism industry, hoteliers, locals badly. And not only tourism, but locals who live in Sonmarg had to really move to Gund to ensure that they are not cut off. This area gets around 5 to 6 feet of snow, and once that happens, this used to get cut off, and with that, Ladakh as well. So this is the first step towards 365 24/7 connectivity of not just Sonmarg, but Ladakh as well. And it got the push since 2020 when we know what happened in Eastern Ladakh front, where China's aggression, and we know what really transpired since. So this got the attention of the government of India, and since work has happened at a fast speed, you can see behind me, this is the Sonmarg tunnel and then the Zojila tunnel. So this is significant. It will boost tourism, employment, and keep this road open 24/7 all weather. So this is really significant. But the game changer, bigger game changer, is the Zojila tunnel. Once that is connected, that would be absolutely huge for the people of Ladakh, for the people of Kashmir, and for defense as well. Shiv?
And, speaking about tourism, Mir, we've already seen, post-2019, there has been a significant and visible uptick in tourism in the Kashmir Valley. So you're saying that with the Zedmore tunnel and then subsequently with the Zojila tunnel, it could be a game changer as far as tourism is concerned?
Absolutely, it is a game changer, and already we're seeing that the people in Sonmarg, the hoteliers, they're trying to give this message out to the tourists that now this area is open throughout the year, so they can plan if they want to go to Gulmarg, Pahalgam. Sonmarg is equally beautiful. It is stunning. It's called the Meadow of Gold, and they can come to this place. So already this is selling, and in fact, Zojila, as I said, it's a 14-kilometer tunnel. You were here many a times. I'm sure you've gone to Ladakh. You know what Zojila top is like, slippery, and it snows every time, and that gets blocked, and it's a nightmare for the traveler. So this is going to be huge, any which way, tourism included. Shiv?
All right, Mir, thanks very much. Stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you. It's bitterly cold there, but Sonmarg, let me tell you, is absolutely glorious. So with that tunnel open, people have run out of excuses for planning their next trip, their next holiday, perhaps in that wonderful part of the Himalayas. Well, days after the process of disengagement, or at least de-escalation, began at the line of actual control in Ladakh, Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi said today at his annual press conference that the situation at the LAC is sensitive but stable. It's not the first time he's saying it. While speaking on the efforts along the India-China frontier, the Army Chief said that India's deployment is balanced and robust. Take a look.
Coming on to J&K, situation is firmly under control. On line of control, ceasefire, which is effective from Feb 2021 after the DGMO's understanding, is holding on. However, the terror infrastructure across remains intact. Infiltration attempts continue, including from the IB sector or so many other avenues which are available, along with drone attempts to smuggle warlike stores and narcotics. In hinterland, in recent months, increased terrorist activities was seen in North Kashmir and Doda Kashmir.
All right, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has taken on Facebook Meta chief Mark Zuckerberg. Vaishnav has fact-checked Zuckerberg. Ashwini Vaishnav, Union Minister for IT, has just tweeted, as the world's largest democracy, India conducted the 2024 elections with over 640 million voters. The people of India have reaffirmed their trust in the NDA led by Prime Minister's leadership. Mr. Zuckerberg's claim that most incumbent governments, including India in 2024 elections, lost post-COVID is therefore factually incorrect. From free food for 800 million, 2.2 billion free vaccines and aid to nations worldwide during COVID to leading India as the fastest growing major economy, Prime Minister Modi's decisive third-term victory is a testament to good governance and public trust. Meta, it's disappointing to see misinformation from Mr. Zuckerberg himself. Let's uphold facts and credibility.
A lot of people in the U.S. focus on this as an American phenomenon, but I kind of think that the reaction to COVID probably caused a breakdown in trust in a lot of governments around the world. Because, 2024 was a big election year around the world. And, there are all these countries, India, just like a ton of countries that had elections. And the incumbents basically lost every single one. So there is some sort of a global phenomenon where whether it was because of inflation, because of the economic policies to deal with COVID, or just how the governments dealt with COVID, seems to have had this effect that's global.
And it's day one of the Mahakumbh, and that's precisely where we're taking you next, because that's where Akshita is. 6 p.m. Prime, broadcast straight from the holy Prayagraj as the 45-day Mahakumbh, the world's biggest spiritual congregation, kicks off. Don't miss it. This is live from the ground.
वज़ीर-ए-आज़म